What is good, everybody? Welcome into Football Friday here on DTL. It is Driving the Line. It's your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We are live every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also catch us on all of the stadium channels at 3 p.m. Eastern Time every single weekday. Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. The list goes on and on. Now, we got to continue to send out our prayers to all the first responders, the firemen, the police officers, 72 hours straight. The news has been on with not one single commercial out here in the LA area. So please, it continues to get worse, but the winds have calmed down just a little bit. But as always, we use this hour to educate, to entertain, to have a good time, and also to cash as many tickets as we possibly can. Now, this show today is dedicated to one Big Tommy C and Seabass. Once again, your boy proved there are levels to this game with that dominating Notre Dame win last night over the Penn State Nittany Lions. How do we do it as a show? Well, once again, I'm leading the charge. I was a solid 2-1. There you see check marks all over the board. Seabass, well, he was 2 for 2 in his own picks, but we went head up because he loved Penn State, as did Tommy Carlucci. Tommy looked good for about 3 quarters. Then there was 35 points in that fourth quarter that blew everything up. Now, we encourage you. A lot of you love to watch on our YouTube channel, and we encourage that. On your way in, hit that like button for us. Turn on your notification button, because every single time we drop any content, you will be notified just like we do every single weekday with DTL, the podcast. Audio drops around 2 p.m. Eastern. The video for premium members, you get the video at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, this man, can't do without him. He is one of the most talented talents and producers in the country. And he's my partner. He's our 5-tool player. My man, AB. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Yep, man. Good day. Everybody have fun last night. We get to do it again tonight.
You're damn right. We'll have a full breakdown of the Ohio State. This game, I'm hyped for this game. Are you hyped for this game? Because I am.
Yeah,
I'm
very hyped for this game. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
By the way, a member of the crew, the Z-Man, he is down at this game. And you talk about SOFT soft. Did you see his video yesterday?
No.
Oh my God. There's a little bit of snow. There's a little bit of drizzle in the Fort Worth area. And they're acting like they had, a foot of snow. It's embarrassing. And I told him so.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Right here in Nashville, we're getting 8 inches of snow today.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not used to that, are you?
No.
No. I love it. I love it. All right, a lot of you in the chat are already chopping it up. Do that. Hit the like button. And the crew is chomping at the bit. Before we do that, as always, what is the Howie Schwab crew play of the day today, AB?
Coach, they get this new sport called college football, and I think people are going to really enjoy it. Tonight, we get the semifinal number 2, Ohio State -6, Texas +6. You got to go with the over 53.5 or the under 53.5. Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
All right, very good. By the way, shout out to Matty Ice. He's got a bunch of snow outside his front door right now. So hunker down, turn on DTL. You're all good. All right, best crew in the business. They are standing by. It is time for the picks. You guys know what time it is. We got college football. We've got NFL football. And also we've got a little game today where everybody has a 4-leg parlay. And that will be in respect to one Rafael Esparza. You see my guys here, my OGs. Now, DG last night, very quickly. Big Tommy C had Penn State. He had the under. And then they exploded for 35 points combined in that fourth quarter. What did you make of semifinal number 1?
Yeah, good morning, Coach. I love that it was a defensive matchup. It wasn't the sexy game. I think we're going to get the sexy game tonight, but I think it was a game for the old school football fans, but it was a game of the trenches. And so I'm glad it played out like that because I hate to see stinkers, especially in the first game.
No doubt about it. From a fantasy or a prize picks perspective, Soupy, I mean, it wasn't a game you're going to cash a lot of tickets.
No, it wasn't, but we had some good games. Katron Allen and Nick Singleton both had great games. Drew Allard, unfortunately, that pick at the end, it was all about who was going to make that one mistake. Riley Leonard had the pick, but the pick late for Allard, that was the nail in the coffin for Penn State.
15 seconds to our man live from the dirty, hottest capper in the game. Good morning. What'd you make last night, Big Chuck?
Morning, Coach. DTL crew. Up, everyone's having a great week. Yeah, it was definitely a coin flip game. It would come down to that, basically that last possession. I'd like to over it. It went over. It took a minute, but it got there. But yeah, definitely a coin flip game. I think we see another tight game tonight. Defensive battle.
If I could show the text from Big Tommy C as that fourth quarter was playing out, A, we would be off the air, but B, you guys would laugh. It was so funny. And shout out to Big Boot Gang. He's going to give one despite he won the showdown last night, partnering with your boy as we took Notre Dame on the money line. But that's what the community is truly all about. All right, we got to have another good day. We want to have winning day number 2 in a row. So, AB, my OG, my partner, if you don't mind, producer man, let's start with AB 3 big plays today. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Let's have some fun tonight here. We're going to go first off, Ohio State, Texas, longest touchdown over 41.5 yards. This counts for either team, offensively, defensively, special teams. It doesn't matter. We just need it over 41.5. Is Jeremiah Smith playing? Okay, we're good to go. Let's let it rip. Next, we're going to go Ohio. We're going to put together a little same game parlay here. Ohio State money line. And the first half, we're going to take that total down from 26.5 to 20.5 in the first half. That counts for both teams. So we're going to take that at -110. And then finally, get you a little appetizer here for the NFL week. And before this number jumps crazy, Russell Wilson, I hate to say it, Bubba, you're throwing a pick this weekend against the Ravens. Take it now at -110.
Have you started the no-fly zone yet for, I guess it'll be Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford? Started working on that yet?
Yes, and it's going to be great. Great.
Let's go. Great start, AB. Great start. All right, let me go over to our college football and NBA aficionado. 2 big plays today. DG, you're up.
Yeah, let's go with a quarterback's best friend. And it's going to be the tight end right here. We're going to go Zach Ertz over 36.5 receiving yards. It's at -115. Tampa Bay allows the second most receiving yards to the tight end, but he is getting over 5 targets a game with close to 4 receptions, and he's hot right now. So we're going to kind of rely on the best friend of the quarterback for these rookie quarterbacks we're targeting. So let's go with Zach Ertz on his receiving yards, and then go Javonte Williams for Denver. Over the 14.5 receiving yards, it's at -115. Buffalo allows the most receiving yards to the running back. It is a potential blowout game, but that only helps us. And so either way we look at this, I feel comfortable with the rookie quarterback needing to rely on his running back out of the backfield. Little check down, 15+ receiving yards. I like it today.
Boom. I like it a lot too. By the way, in about 10 minutes, we're going to break down everything semifinal number 2. Our numbers guy, Rafael Esparza, he is in the chat right now, and he says, keep an eye out for the Cotton Bowl total to drop to 52.5 or 52. So that's going to be really important throughout the day. All right, Big Soupy, you also are on Ohio State today, SGP. Let's go.
When I'm looking at this game, I'm seeing what Ohio State can do to Quinn Ewers. They are going to pressure him, and he can't handle it. 52.5% completion rate when under pressure, 6.2 yards per completion, and a 3 to 4 touchdown to interception ratio. Ohio State leads the country in sack percentage, and Texas 93rd in sacks allowed per game. I think Ohio State is just going to put so much pressure on Ewers. They are not going to be able to move the ball. That's the big reason why I got Ohio State. And the problem with Ohio State's offense is it's a pick your poison. Who are they going to cover? You're going to cover Jeremiah Smith? Oh, wait, there's Emeka Egbuka right there, or there's Cardinal Tate. But then you also have Trayvon Henderson right there in the flat. He handles the ball very well. That's why I think he's going to get 24+ receiving yards.
Okay, raise your hand. Who thought or who was waiting for Ipsupi to try to pronounce Emeka Egbuka?
Well, let me say, I wasn't waiting on that. When he started with in Ohio State, their offense, their problem, I was like, there's a problem?
Yeah, what would that be, Soupy? What exactly would?
Problem for
you
the
don't have 30
opposition.
more minutes?
Oh my God, the gift that keeps on giving. By the way, shout out to Action Jackson. Says AB loves his intervention props. Maybe he does. I was actually already on Russell to throw a pick. There you go. It's nice doing it together. Do you have those intervention props, AB?
Well, you know what? We play so many interception props. We probably do need an intervention at some point.
Oh my God, do I love to laugh. That's hilarious. All right, I'm gonna go. If you're gonna cash with the coach today, I did pretty good yesterday. 2-1. We only lost that one by one stroke. Keegan Bradley. Also, we have 2 tournament picks. We were up by 1. Harry Hall leading the tournament. You're welcome, America. And also Hideki Matsuyama has a 5-shot lead after 1 round. Again, you're welcome, America. And then we went 2-1. So today, these are round 2 picks. Remember, these are in Hawaii. Harry Hall over Denny McCarthy. Now, Denny McCarthy had a nice day, but Harry Hall's had 5 straight really good rounds. So I love that one. And then Tom Hoagie, he had a good day yesterday as well. I think he'll have another solid day today. So let's take both Hoagie and Harry Hall for second round only. All right, now every single Friday I task our guy Big Chuck with a 5-pack of soccer picks from 5 different leagues. Now, we're not all the way back, but we're pretty well back. Big Chuck, my man, what do we got today?
Saturday action, England. This is in the FA Cup. I simply located blowout spots with 2 EPL teams versus 4th division clubs that sit at the bottom of their standings. Play 1, Chelsea versus Morecambe. We're going to go with the first half over 2 goals. I expect at least 3 in the first half or more. Then Liverpool versus Accrington, Stanley Morgan. Liverpool first half team total over 1.5. Liverpool, they should be in a bad mood and take their frustrations out early and often. Then Bundesliga, Hoffenheim, Wolfsburg, both teams are scoring over 2.5. This is cashed in 9 straight. I see a 10th coming. Sunday action, Serie Genoa, Parma. These 2 sides who just love to score when on the same pitch. This has gone over in 5 of their last 7. And lastly, League One, PSG, Saint Etienne. The first half over 1.75 or 1.5, depending on what your book offers. They've scored 2 or more first half goals combined in 5 of their 6 previous meetings.
I don't know what I enjoy more, the Serie A or the Saint Etienne or Soupy trying to say anything. It all makes me laugh. By the way, a couple of chat issues. Kevin says, I love DG, but that shirt makes me think he's selling me insurance. Kevin, Raffy, thanks for the advice on the betting game tonight, or a live betting game. Notre Dame +10, got plus money for that last night. AB, do you see tonight as a possible live betting opportunity on either side?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, we did it. We had our first one in the Discord last night. All right. We hit on the second quarter points between both teams over 12.5. Let me say, second quarter and fourth quarter are where most of the points in football games come from. So if you see it, how it came last night, first quarter, down in the red zone, time's running out. Yeah. Take a look at that second quarter, man.
Oh, and then 35 points, DG, in the fourth quarter to AB's point. But tonight, I think you have 2 offenses and we're going to break down in about 5 minutes. But how much do you look at a game like this and think maybe live betting, especially if you don't like that 6 number?
Yeah, I do like the live betting because both teams are good, especially early on. It's going to be tight. Everybody wants to kind of keep their cards a little close to the vest. And so you might be able to catch an early touchdown depending on the coin flip from a Texas team if you like Ohio State. And so at that point, you're going to get an easy money line there for Ohio State. And so I only play these games that are tight, especially playoff games as well. If I'm going to bet the totals or the money lines, I'm going to kind of wait and see if I can catch something live.
All right, very, very good. So continue in the Discord last night. From what I understand, it was a great discussion. I'm going to try and drop in there tonight. We'll see if my schedule allows. But still to come here on the show today, we're just getting started. We've got a full breakdown of the second semifinal game tonight. Ohio State, they are a wagon, and congratulations once again to Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman becoming the first black head coach to ever reach an FBS national championship game. So a really big deal there. Also, we've got a different way to attack the NFL wildcard weekend. Yes, there are 6 games. And by the way, the Vikings and the Rams has officially been moved from Los Angeles to Arizona. So they're starting that process now of getting everything over there. So it's not going to be easy. It's not just like get on an airplane and head to Arizona. There's a lot of moving parts here. So prayers up for all of them. All right, still to come up next, we're breaking down everything semifinal number 2. Also, what props are we looking at? Who should we lean into tonight? There's a lot of weapons all over the floor. It is DTL. It's Friday, and it's Football Friday, which is a vibe. All right, you degenerates out there that continue to watch on our YouTube channel. We love all of you. Now, word came out yesterday that starting wideout DeMarcus Robinson of the Los Angeles Rams has been charged, AB, with a DUI from all the way back in November. How much do you think something like that could affect the Rams, if at all?
Oh, big. And let me tell you this, having worked in the NFL, there's a real thing where you have a number that you could call at any time, anywhere, and someone will come pick you up. Player,
Really?
coach, yep, 100%. Had a number we could call. I was a damn mascot, and I could call the number. They do not want you to get DUIs. If you get one, you are just being stupid. Literally.
I've never
You pay
understood
for
it, GG. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you didn't have Ubers, but you had taxis. Now there's no excuse. To every point.
Yep. I don't understand it. And it's very selfish in a sense because you're traveling most of the time. If not, you are home. And if you're at home in your own city, you kind of already know what to do, where to go and get a car or whatever. So even if you're traveling, usually you're going pretty close to where you're actually staying. And so I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's very selfish.
Very selfish. And now, Soupy, on top of everything else, they got to deal with the fires and they got to deal with stupid stuff like this.
It's awful. And we saw the example just a few years ago of that Raiders wide receiver who was driving 120 miles an hour, intoxicated, hit somebody, killed somebody, a promising young wide receiver. And now he's spending the next few years in jail. How do you not see these examples and what AB mentioned and just know that you have options?
Tons of options. Yeah, it was Riggs was the name of that.
Ruggs, Henry
Alabama.
Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, my God, 125 miles an hour. Oh, my God. Just heartbreaking on every level. All right, semifinal game number 2 tonight. We could not be more excited. By the way, on Monday, January 20th, it's going to be a big day for everybody. So we'll have a special college football national championship show. We launch again in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern on all the stadium apps. And then BTT will be live at 11 p.m. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to dominate Stadium, dominate Amazon Prime, dominate DirecTV. Let's go. We're back in 5 seconds. Okay, everybody, we are back. It's a Football Friday on DTL. Thank you to all of you who are making the live number really solid so far as it continues to climb per the usual. Tonight, semifinal game number 2. If last night was the appetizer, tonight should be the main dish. Could you ask for anything more? You've got Ohio State, and this number AB has stayed pretty consistent throughout the entire week at 6. If you'd like to play the Texas Longhorns on the money line, you'll get it at plus 185. And the total, as Raphael said at the top of the show, should be dropping to 52.5, maybe even as low as 52. Has your stance, AB, on this game changed at all?
No, I think it's going to be a pretty tight game. Now, look, Ohio State has come out and been literally perfect in every single game that they've started, right? And why would it stop now? However, Texas does have a pretty good defense, and I think that they're going to see everything Tennessee did wrong, everything that Oregon did wrong, and say, all right, let's not do that, okay? Like, let's blitz. Let's try to put some pressure there and see what happens. Now, the opposite side, okay? Soupy was talking about Quinn Ewers. Ohio State runs 3 safeties, and it is a glorious defense. It's so much fun to watch. Like, Chip Kelly's great calling plays offensively, but this defense running 3 single high safeties is just dominant. Wide receivers can't get open. This is going to be a great game. I can't wait.
Quinn Ewers, he is one of the featured players that has to play well tonight. And DG, it's easy to forget, since Texas won in spectacular fashion, that they were 1 play away and a 4th and 13 play away from being sent home by Arizona State. Ohio State, on the flip side of that, has been dominant in both games from play number 1. Sometimes when you're betting, sometimes when you're handicapping, it can be as simple as this is what we're watching. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to watch the first quarter. I want to see what happens to Quinn Ewers with that offensive the defensive line for Ohio State. Can they get to Quinn Ewers to kind of speed him up a little bit? Because if you've seen these quarterbacks, if they get sped up, they start making kind of irrational decisions. And at that point, you're talking about Katie bar the door. Like, it is over. Like, that's what Ohio State has done so far to these teams, is they kind of just got after them in the first quarter. And at that point, it's over because everybody's scrambling and you're doing things you normally don't do. And so if for some reason Texas can kind of hold everybody at bay and have a quiet first quarter, I think this is going to be a really good game, and Texas then has a chance to win.
And that's a really great point. We rarely see college teams, unless you have a really good, calm head coach like last night with Marcus Freeman, they always scramble when they get behind. In the NFL, you're like, okay, we got 60 minutes. We've been here before, but not necessarily in college. Real quick, shout out to Sean. He goes, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait for Fridays for school to be out. Now, as an adult, I can't wait for Big Chuck's 5-pack. A lot of people feel that way, Sean. By the way, Charles is in the chat. If you guys any questions for anything, ask him. He also knows all the other sports. In addition to soccer, he'll answer them for you in real time. Now, Soupy, let me come over to you. And I haven't even looked at your prize picks, which you're going to do at the top of the next segment. But from a prize picks perspective, how much easier is it just to play more or less than to try to figure out all these lines from a, it's just different. But how does it differ for you?
I'm looking at Ohio State. I'm not necessarily looking at yards. I'm looking at receptions. I'm looking at rush attempts because I think it's going to be very equal because there's just so many options. I like Travion Henderson and his rush attempts. I like Jeremiah Smith and his receptions. I even like his longest reception. There is going to be a point in this game where they just go all out and he's going to get one of those big plays because he does that pretty much every single game. So go to your prize picks and look at the receptions, look at the rushing attempts, look at the passing attempts, because I think that's how this game is going to play out more than just the yards.
That's the nice thing about prize picks. It allows you to do all that because a lot of books, AB, when it comes to college football props and college basketball, we just don't see them a lot throughout the year. So even like at DraftKings, and we're going to get into a couple here in a minute, but even those are not specific yards. It's like 50 plus, 60 plus. So playing college props, you got to be very careful. And what would your advice be to people who don't normally do it all year, but you can do it tonight?
Yeah. So number one, prize picks is fantastic, especially in a state like Tennessee that I'm in, is that college props aren't legal. Can't bet them. Don't even get the options on the books. Can't see them. Don't know about them, right? So if prize picks didn't exist, I wouldn't know that they existed, right? And it's a ton of fun. I would say this. Yeah, be careful to start. Unless you're betting Ohio State guys. I mean, that's what they've done. But DG is right. The first quarter will dictate so much, especially the first two drives, which the first 15 plays are generally scripted on both sides.
Yeah, so be very, very careful at the top. Let's talk about some of those props that you guys might want to lean yourselves into because there's a lot of you out there that don't like to bet money lines, DG, or they don't like to bet totals. So let's start with rushing, and I'll just use the last names because their first names start with a Q and I can't pronounce them. But Wisner is at 70 plus. These are all DraftKings. Judkins, also Q Judkins, is at 60 plus. Then you got Travion Henderson. Everybody knows him at 50 plus at minus 115. Any guy that you're keeping your eye on the ground, DG?
Yeah, I like Judkins the most out of the Ohio State running backs. I would say he's probably going to be the one who I would rely on more. But both guys have very similar lines, and both guys honestly can get the ball and go. And so that's the only thing that worries me about the Ohio State running backs is which one is going to get more than the other. But I think I like Judkins more overall.
All right, Soupy, let me come over to you without giving away. Like I said, I haven't even looked at your prize picks yet. But on the rushing, I know you look at all this kind of stuff. Who can you kind of tell the audience to lean into?
I would agree with Judkins. On prize picks, you can take the more or the less. For Wisner, I'm taking his less. He's dealing with a knee issue. A couple weeks ago, it was Jaden Blue who started to get more of the play, and Wisner sort of took a back seat. I don't know what his health status is, how much he's going to play, but if you want to do on a prize pick, I would take his less than prop.
Okay. Real quick, AB, how about Super Kick Party in the chat? Are you kidding me right now? On a Random Football Friday, gifting 5 premium memberships. Shout out to you. If you're not a premium member, you could be selected right here, right now. It's always random. We put it on our machine. AB, what are your thoughts about Super Kick Party?
Fantastic. Having a Super Kick Party thanks to you. Yeah, for real. Like, appreciate it. Like, it's great because everybody that's new, they get to come right in and have a seat at the table, and that's what this whole thing's about.
You get so much more content if you're a premium member, but it's only for a month, and then you can renew if you see fit. AB, let's jump over to the receivers, and this is where the star of stars really is at. This guy has become amazing. And when you're talking about a college receiver and his number at DraftKings is 100 plus, you know how much of a stud Jeremiah Smith is, and it's plus 115. Tell me why we shouldn't just full bet and watch him work.
You should Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, the Rocker, super kick that bet right now, okay? Because this dude, he already told you. He said it about Tennessee first, and he was absolutely right. If you play me in man coverage, you're already smoked, Haas. And he's proved it over and over. When you see the hand go up, you just know, when in doubt, throw a 9 route. Yeah, just take it over. And the Texas tight end, okay, that's where you want to look at. That dude is going to get a lot of work tonight because you don't have a lot of time with that Ohio State defensive front.
Are you talking about Matthew? Is that Matthew Golden that we're talking about? Yep. He's at 80 plus 115 at DraftKings will be his number.
A stud. Absolute stud.
Oh, he is. Ohio State has 2 weapons, DG. In addition to Smith, they also have Egbuka. There you go, Soupy. 70 plus minus 110. So 2 weapons. Which one would you lean into more, DG?
I do like Golden, but like Golden, honestly, in my opinion, for Texas, I would like the under, just because I don't know if I like, in all honesty, them to air it out much, just because I think they're going to be a little bit rushed. And so it's hard to play all of these because these young guys, I hate betting on college props just in general because it makes me nervous with these young guys. And so what I would say in the very beginning is, yes, if you feel good about it, go for it. But I would just be careful. But this is the biggest game most of these young guys have ever played in their lives. And so I always like to go under on majority of these. But if you're going Jeremiah Smith, like I'm going over on him no matter what.
Yeah, you saw it last night, and AB has alluded to it. You saw a really slow start because I thought there was a lot of nerves last night. I thought there was a lot of teams like, you had 3 points in the first quarter, then you have 35 in the fourth quarter. So sometimes in these big games, AB, teams can be very, very nervous because they've just never been there before. So how does that affect your betting?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're looking at it from a player perspective, because you're absolutely right, okay? I don't know how player props go in college because, again, I don't have access to them. But if you have a slow start in the first quarter, what I would do, if you could find it, Arch Manning rushing yards. Little birdie tells me that Arch is going to be in the game tonight with some ways to spread out that Ohio State defense. So I don't know how it goes in terms of who has access to these, but Arch Manning rushing yards, yeah, I'd ride him tonight.
Hashtag it pays to watch live. I don't know. I still contend he should be the starting quarterback anyway, and I will die on that hill. Yes, AB, go.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is this, okay? Quinn Ewers might not be ready for the NFL, but I believe Texas is ready to move on from him and start Arch Manning next year. We could see Quinn Ewers possibly the Notre Dame quarterback next year.
Wow. They did it this year. One and done. Interesting. By the way, Quinn Ewers, I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday, is paying his mom a salary. Like his mother works for him because he makes so much in NIL. I kid you not. Go. It's on ESPN.com. He's like, it's so great. I could pay my mom a salary, and they moved here. Like they literally moved right. That's crazy. Real quick, last one. Team total tonight in Ohio State. Soupy is a robust 30.5. The over is minus 115. The under is minus 125. Texas is 23.5, minus 115 to the over, minus 120 to the under. Either team, would you like to attack a team total?
I'm confident in the Ohio State over. I would definitely take the over 30. Texas, I've been leaning towards the under, but I think that could sneak to the over. It could be maybe some garbage time. I think very early on, though, you might feel a little too confident in that play. Like, oh, man, they're going to hit under. They're going to hit under. They're going to hit under. And then maybe it'd be like a last-minute garbage time touchdown. They could hit that over. So I wouldn't touch that one. Just give me the Ohio State over.
DG, 15 seconds. Either one you like here.
I like both unders. I think if we're getting up to that 52-ish area, I think both go under here just because I don't trust either of these teams to fly over.
All right, very, very good. Keep an eye out throughout the day on our Discord, but also on our social media. I love that we have that Discord now because it gives everybody an opportunity. Just want to talk a little bit or just bounce things out. We got really smart people that are in the chat that now love that Discord. So the community is really starting to build, and it feels really, really good. So hopefully you guys enjoy that Discord as well. All right, still to come in the second half of the show, we've got Soupy's prize picks for the day, and also a special 4-leg parlay from everybody's DTL Football Friday. We're a vibe. All right. You degenerates out there, we love all of you so very, very much. You continue to watch on your way in. Hit that like button for us. It really helps the show grow. So, AB, we know now that the Vikings and the Rams have been moved for Monday night, and now you've got the Rams who are not planning on moving all of that equipment, even though it's only one state over. How much do you think this movement of this game could affect anything at all?
Different service. It's now a road game for the Rams, right? Don't get to play at home. I think that it helps Minnesota a little bit here because you know what? Los Angeles players probably have families and friends that are dealing with the fire out there. It's not huge, but it's something. It's palpable.
DG, how are you approaching the idea? Because it's this is a different kind of thing than an earthquake, or I mean, this is one of the worst disasters in U.S. history.
Yeah, I always think about the human aspect of it. Like, what are they going through? And I know a lot of times sports, just like this show, can take people kind of out of, really what you're dealing with in real life, right? Because it kind of brings you into your moment. And so I think that will help them get out of the city a little bit. So it might actually allow them to clear their head and maybe allow them to get family out of there. I think it allows them to play free, in my honest opinion. And so I think this could be even a more fun game than we were going to get. And so I know that probably sounds stupid, but I think that's what it allows to.
No, I get it. I completely get it. Subi, what's your take?
I agree with DG in that it's going to give them 3 hours of some kind of just takeaway from everything that's going on with them, but also you're sort of ruining their schedule. They always have everything just done a certain way, especially when playing a home game. I think you're going to ruin that a little bit. So the game might play a little out different. I'm not going to bet this game until it starts. I think I'm going to go with some live plays on this game.
Okay, very good. By the way, Chuck said in the chat that there's a lot of Minnesota people. There are a lot of snowbirds that go from Minnesota, North Dakota, down to Phoenix. So maybe they'll have a bigger fan base than they would have had here in Los Angeles. All right, it is time to break down everything NFL, everything Wild Card Weekend. We are back live in 5 seconds. We have crossed the bottom of the hour. It is DTL. It is Football Friday all over our YouTube page. Also, we simulcast at 3 p.m. Eastern time on all of the stadium channels, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, also now on DirecTV, Roku TV. And as we told you yesterday, DTL will be back live on Stadium Monday, January 20th at 10 a.m. and we will air 2 times a day starting January 20th. Also behind the turnbuckle at 11 p.m. Eastern on Stadium. And that day we will also have a very special college football national championship game right here on our YouTube channel. It's a lot of content because we got the best damn crew in the game. Now, we always do prize picks on Football Friday. So, Soupy, this is your time to shine. What are we heading to today, sir?
I'll start with Lamar Jackson. I don't think this is going to be the passing performance we all expect because he's had 207 passing yards in both games against the Steelers. Now he's not going to have Zay Flowers. Last game, they leaned on Derrick Henry. He had 162 rushing yards. I think that's what's going to be their game plan for this. So I'm going to the less than 218 passing yards. Stay with that game. Jaylen Warren, the Steelers are going to be playing from behind. Jaylen Warren has become their guy in the backfield during passing downs. He's played in 54% of the snaps in games where they've lost and 46% of games that they've won. That's because they're playing from behind. They need someone to catch the ball, and that's Warren. That's why I'm going over his 21.5 receiving yards. And then Baker Mayfield against the Commanders. I think this is going to be the funnest game of the weekend. I think it's going to be the highest scoring game of the weekend. The Commanders are allowing 4 yards per rush to the quarterback, 8th most in the league. I think there's going to be times where he's just going to have to break away and try to gain some yardage. Give me the more than 19.5 rushing yards.
What grade would you give yourself, Soupy?
C+.
DG, you are the judge, jury of this particular. What do you like, and what's the grade?
Yeah, he's probably dated one of these before. It's a 4, and that's probably what I'd give him.
Hey, do you like any of these 3 from Soupy?
Yeah, I love Lamar Jackson. He's gonna go off. The Ravens are gonna go off, man. I like that play.
I like the under too, because I think they're going to use his yards and Derrick Henry, and I think they're going to be up by 20 in the third quarter and just suck the life out of the game. So I think it's a good play. But I think he goes off with his legs. I'm going to play his over probably. We'll be live Sunday morning. We'll break down all of the 3 Sunday games. Also, we have an on-demand episode, AB handles on Saturdays. So we'll have picks on both of those games as well. We have 3 things. These are fun. So we got 3 things to do and then a parlay from everybody in the next 10 minutes. So we got a lot to do. Yesterday, we did 3 of the 6. Today, we'll do the other 6. So it's going to be AB, then DG will piggyback, and then Soupy, you will piggyback our man DG. The lowest scoring wild card game is, these are the odds. AB, where are you headed to today, sir?
Packers Eagles plus 350. Go ahead and give that one to me. Jalen Hurts, whether he's 100% or 12%. All right, this team's built on defense, and the Packers, they're built on defense as well. It's a lot of let's not make the big mistake. Yeah, it could be a lot of punts in that game.
I'm going to go Steelers and the Ravens. A lot of people have been talking about this could be a big Ravens blowout game. I honestly see both of these teams well coached, and I think this might be a running game. And so I'm going to go with the plus 250, the Steelers and the Ravens.
Packers, Eagles, I think they're both going to rely on the running game more because they have 2 great running backs. It's going to be a sort of a time possession battle. Both are going to bleed the clock and let us go under.
I'm going to take the Chargers and the Texans. I think the Chargers have proven when they get a lead this year, whether it's 7 or 14, which I think they will jump out to, they can also bleed the clock just like the Eagles do. I think the Chargers and the Texans at plus 250 is the play for the lowest scoring game. I really, really do. All right. Opportunity number 2. The lowest scoring team. The lowest scoring team. AB, where are you headed?
I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 300. I think that they had a really odd end to the season. The Texans could be there as well. Chargers, the best road defense in the history of the NFL. Ooh. Yeah, but I'm going to go with Steelers here. This could just be a fast-moving clock game. A lot of running the football.
Russell Wilson is officially turned into a pumpkin. So I'm going to go with the Steelers here. Plus 300. I just don't see them moving the ball enough, even though the secondary for the Ravens is a little banged up, but it's also just not good. And so I like the Steelers to go on the lowest scoring.
I like the Texans here. The Chargers still one of the best defenses in the league. And if they shut down Joe Mixon, I don't think CJ Stroud is going to be able to be efficient at all in the passing game. So I'll take the Texans.
Oh my God, this hurts my heart, but I also am going to go with the Texans at plus 500. I just think they haven't played well in the second half of the season, and the Chargers are just going to suck the life out of them. I think there's a lot of synergy between the biggest or the low scoring game and the low scoring team. So I'm going to go to Texas plus 500. Shout out. We want you guys to participate in the chat. Kirk says the Vikings at plus 1,200. They didn't even score a touchdown last week against the Lions. Not a bad play. Lindsay likes the Broncos and the Bills because of the weather as a low-scoring game as well. So put your thoughts in there. Super Kick Party says Steelers all day. We want to hear from everybody. All right, the last one, the closest blowout or the closest game. These are the odds. AB, what do you like?
Packers Eagles plus 500. I really think this is going to be a tight, low-scoring old school playoff game. Yeah, give me Packers Eagles. Wow, D Stout. Wow.
10 memberships. Shout out.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, D Stout. Okay. Yeah. Like you can ruin our flow for that, D Stout. Well done. All right. Hey, DG, continue.
Yeah, let's go to that same game I was in. And I did this on Thursday's show. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to stay with the same game, Steelers and the Ravens. I think that the Ravens are just a little bit of potential upset here. I think that this game could be so much closer. It's going to be a good defensive game just on both sides. So I'm going to go with the biggest odds at plus 1,000.
Commanders, Bucks, I think they're going to be trading off touchdowns all day. They got quarterbacks that can pass, that can run. They have an efficient backfield, efficient wide receiver group. I think we're going to see a lot of scoring.
Did I send my picks in before the show? Because I'm doing it again. Commanders and the Bucks. Oh my God. 2 plays me and Soupy or Simpatico on. I don't even know if I can continue my day. I really, really don't. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And D Stout's still amazing at 10 memberships. Okay. we also task our guys, and I kid you not, it took Soupy 3 chances, AB, or 4 chances to actually get this homework right. I'm not kidding. 4 chances.
The second email you said money line or spread. So I did both those, and then you said money line or total.
This email thread, I'll put it in the Discord.
All right. So Raphael sent a note yesterday and said that there's this 4-leg parlay that's going around running rampant. We're not playing that. I said, you know, what would our 4-leg parlay be if we had to choose from the? So this is money line or a total, and you put these 4 together and we do the number. So AB, I know you have one to start us off. What 4-leg parlay would you put into the universe?
You know what? We're going for overs. This is what we're going to do this weekend. Plus 1175. We're going to take Chargers, Texans over 41.5, Steelers, Ravens over 43.5, Broncos, Bills over 47.5, and Commanders, Bucks over 50.5. Put those 4 together. You are paying bills this weekend, Haas.
We've got to get a shirt that just says Haas on it. Absolutely. All right. I love this. Is the most fun way to do it because you can just bet on points. I hate betting unders. You guys know that. All right, DG, what's your 4-legger today?
Yep, we're going to go, and here we go. All money lines. I like the Chargers. This is the first game, and then we're going to go to Bills, Eagles, Commanders. The Commanders is obviously the only one that's a little juicy, but I believe that the Eagles and the Bills will handle their business, and then the Chargers, the first game, I think that they come out and they play well. And so the only one that's spicy is the Commanders, but that plus 595 is spicy on itself. So I like it.
I don't mind it. I may have played it myself. Look who's back. Back again. All right, Big Chuck, you're going to participate in this. What 4-legger did you go with today, sir?
I went with the Ravens money line, Bills money line, Buccaneers money line, and then I threw in the Packers Eagles under. I think this one stays under that number at a nice little plus 535.
A nice little plus 535 and a little showdown inside the parlay with our man DG. He's got the Commanders. You've got the Buccaneers. That's what makes this fun. Everybody can participate. Everybody can root on their own parlay. All right, Soupy, after many, many chances, what did you pull out of the blender?
I think maybe I'll send in my other 12 parlays in the Discord a little later. I'm going with Bills money line. I actually think it's going to be a close game, but the Bills are just the better team. Chargers, they are just way better than the Texans. Packers, Eagles, 3rd and 4th in defensive EPA. They're going to rely on the ground game. I'm taking the under. And Commanders, Bucks, they are going to go back and forth with touchdowns all day. Give me the over 50.5 for a plus 605.
All right. Look at you. You kind of put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little pepper, a little salt, plus 605. All right. So I'm the last one to go. Mine, I'm also mixing up a few things because I love the Commanders on the money line. Steelers, Ravens, over 43.5. Broncos, Bills, that's going to be a sneaky over, I do believe, over 47.5. And the Chargers on the money line, that's plus 1,355 if you put it all together. So we'll see. We'll see. But those are our 5 parlays. By the way, AB, we got shots fired in the chat. Chuck's is the only one that has a chance. The first 2 have 0 prayer. Your reaction, AB and DG.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. You know what? The quarterback in Texas, you know where he started his career?
Where?
Ohio State. They said he had no shot. Now they get to face him tonight. So let's see about it.
DG, you're catching strays too.
There's a famous song, Living on a Prayer. So, yeah, that's what we're living on this week. Living on a prayer. I'll take it.
The whole point for this exercise is to A, have fun, but B, if Raphael was here, he'd be like, you can't make money consistently betting parlays. That's the whole point. So these are all fun, and we all just sprinkle just a little bit. So back your favorite capper, back your favorite parlay, and we'll see what hits when we get back here on Monday. But it's going to be a great weekend in the NFL. Still to come, a lot of you weren't here at the top of the hour because the live number is ridiculous again today. Thank you guys very much. We will recap all of our top plays to get you set for a busy, busy weekend. It is Football Friday. It is DTL. We are everywhere. We are a vibe. Okay, you degenerates out there that continue to watch on our YouTube channel, we love you so very much. I wonder, AB, if the Jets, the Browns, and the Jags love the NFL schedule makers, because 3 bad teams, and we find out today that they will all 3 have home games in London next year. And so this has been a big bitch the last few years, that they book the teams in London and they lose a home game because of it. Do you think it's fair for the Jags to continue? I know he wants to play over there, but my goodness, is it fair to consistently lose home games to play in London?
All right. Who are the teams again? Say it real quick.
The Jets, the Browns, and the Jaguars.
All right. So 2 out of 3 will have a brand new head coach as well. Yeah. In London, people are like, the hell they keep sending this over here for? They are going to 2 games over there.
Correct. Yeah. And he's asked for it. DG, at some point, they're going to bang this drum until people understand that they want to be in Europe. They keep doing more games. They did Germany this year, but this is getting borderline ridiculous for these bad teams.
Yeah, this isn't good football. You're supposed to send over your best recruits,
right?
Your best teams, and we're sending over our worst. But obviously the cons, he is known, he has the copyright or whatever for the bumper. So that's where his money all came from. So that's why he goes over there, and that's why he has his money there. Whatever. He needs to put a bumper and stop all this, because I hate sending over the Jags.
AB, go.
Yeah, the Titans are playing in Baghdad. So, yeah, enjoy that.
Oh, my God. Soupy, this affects a lot of things when it comes to the betting market for these teams that play over there, yes?
It does, because the time constraint, the time difference they have to play in, it's always ends up being the under in those games. It's always tough to bet on.
We used to go to Europe twice a year for 10 days at a time, and it took me like 2 or 3 days to even feel right. And then you got to eat that bad food. I can't stand London. There's no highways. Oh, I would not be happy about this at all. But I'm happy today because you guys are lifting us up, lifting all of us up. We are back live in 5 seconds. Okay, everybody, we are back. It is a beautiful Football Friday here on DTL. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. We got football games the next 4 days. We also have a busy, busy day in the NBA. There are 7 different games going on tonight. Before we get to the whip around, real quick, tonight in New York City, the Thunder play the Knicks. You've got the Kings that are on a long winning streak playing in Boston. Right now, would you rather go to a game? It's just a random question because they're 2 great cities. They both have home games tonight. AB, would you rather go watch the Thunder, the number 1 team in the West, come to Madison Square Garden for the only time, or would you rather go to Boston and watch the defending national world champions? You got a ticket to go to either one. Where would you go?
Boston. That crowd's going to be wild. Boston fans are just wild in general. I love them. They're a great time.
Where would you go, DJ?
I would definitely go to New York just because OKC, and it's their only time there, and take it on the Knicks. That's going to be a great game, better than the other game.
It's going to be a really great game. Soupy, you live in the middle of these 2 cities. Where would you head? North or south?
What I love about me and Tommy C is we're simpatico. We're both Giants fans, Yankee fans, and we're Celtics fans. So I love going to the Boston Garden anytime. Give me that.
Now, I don't want to disparage Big Tommy C when he's not here, but AB, I've never understood. How can you be a New York fan in some sports and a Boston fan in other sports? Giants and the Celtics, to me, that's completely out of bounds. AB, your thoughts?
Yeah, it feels like you're breaking like a civil war here. Like you can't do it.
Maddie says you both have a dysfunction. The Celtics thing? DG, this is your number 1 rival, and he can't figure out which city that he's going to back?
Like, I don't get it. Like, do you not have any morals? Like, where's your moral compass? Do you not have friends? Like, does anybody like you, Soupy? Like, at this point, God, you can't even pick a team right.
He's starting to get personal there, Soupy. He's getting very personal.
I've got my reasons.
Oh, what would those be? What would those
All
be?
right, so
Scooby?
I
What would
live
those
in the
be?
New York. I live closer to New York City, so I've always liked New York teams. But my dad went to Curry College in Boston in the 60s. So, and he played for Curry College, played in the Boston Garden. So he grew me up as a Celtics fan.
He grew you up as a Celtics fan?
Yeah.
He's a crop.
I was just a little seed. And I grew up to a little birdie, little Larry Birdie.
Oh my God. That came out so much better than I ever could have expected. Oh my God, Soupy, you are the gift that literally keeps on giving. All right. We can do a little bit longer on it today because I allowed a little bit more time, but there's a lot of you. The live number's incredible. I think I need to reset what my expectations are every day because we are definitely growing in all the right ways. Thanks to all of you. A lot of you found us after the new year, so welcome to you as well. But we always like to make sure you have our best bets because those are the best ones that we can give out every single day. So we have a little something we like to call the whip around. By the way, DG, apparently Soupy does have one friend in the chat, Aaron Bailey. He goes, nothing wrong, Soupy, with being a Celtics fan. I love them. There you go, Soupy.
Sorry, Aaron.
Aaron, Soupy does need a friend. You're right. All right, these are around 10 to 20 seconds, a couple of nuggets on each one. AB, my man, give me your first three, sir.
Coach, my daddy grew me up on 9 routes. All right, we're going to take Ohio State, Texas, longest touchdown, over 41.5 yards, minus 120. We're also going to take Ohio State money line plus the first half over 20.5. That's both teams, minus 110. And then Russell Wilson, sorry about your luck, player. All right, he threw the pick on Saturday.
We love those intervention props. We absolutely do. Oh, my God, I love laughing. Oh, I needed to laugh today. Thank you guys very much for that. DG, 2 big plays today. Talk to me.
Yeah, let's go with Zach Ertz over the 36.5 receiving yards at minus 115. He's been looking really good lately, and so we're going to keep relying on him. And then Javonte Williams for the Broncos over 14.5 receiving yards, minus 115. Both of these guys will be the quarterback's best friend, kind of seeing them out of the backfield, but also in the flats.
Wow. Over 14.5 yards. I think that's going to be a sneaky, high-scoring game up there in Buffalo this weekend. Line of the day comes from Barely Mental. He says, just add water and bad trash talk. Oh, Soupy, my guy. Do a little Ohio State SGP, sir.
Let's plant a little SGPC and grow it into a plus money line play. Ohio State on the money line. Travion Henderson, he has hit this prop in 2 of his last 3 games. He's definitely going to get some of those catches, and he's going to be able to excel tonight.
I love it. All right, I've got 2. If you're going to cash with the coach, we cashed 2 yesterday. We went 2-1. Our 2 tournament picks are both leading, one by 1 shot, one by 5. Today we're going to do 2 round 2s. Harry Hall, he's leading the tournament over Denny McCarthy, who also had a good day on Thursday. But Harry Hall played great last week, so I'm going to ride that momentum. And then Tom Hoagie, he also had another good first round. He really starts well, and then he fades over the weekend. So we'll play him in round 2. And then I will not touch Tom Hoagie the rest of the weekend. I love both of those plays. And now for you soccer fans out there, the 5-pack every single Friday. Big Chuck, explain yourself.
Saturday action, England FA Cup. We have Chelsea and Morecambe. We're going to go with the first half over 2 goals. I see 3, potentially 4 more. There's all kind of ways you can stack this one. Then Liverpool, Accrington, Stanley. We're going to go with Liverpool. First half team total over 1.5 goals. They should score 2 or 3 also. Then Bundesliga action, Hoffenheim and Wolfsburg. The both teams to score and over 2.5. That's cashed in 9 straight, looking to make it 10. Sunday action, Serie A gets the morning started with Genoa and Parma. The over 2.5 that's come through in 5 of the last 7. Then lastly, League One, PSG, Saint Etienne, the first half over 1.75 or 1.5. That is also cashed. They've actually produced 2 or more first half goals in 5 of the 6 previous meetings.
Big Chuck, for those that are new to the brand, how did your 5-pack do last weekend, sir?
It did quite well, Coach. We'll just leave it at that.
Just a second. I need to go get my broom. If you know, you know. All right, now a couple of housekeeping items before we get the hell out of Dodge. We always honor our good friend Howie Schwab with the Howie Schwab Crew Play of the Day. It's the one thing that we all do together. AB, where are we headed today?
The Crew is overwhelmingly gone with Ohio State -6. And you know what? I took Texas +6 earlier in the week, but I mean, Ohio State's playing pretty perfect.
Pretty perfect. So we're all going to ride it together. I'm going to put a little bit on it myself. So let's all play Ohio State -6. Now, we also have at the end of every show that normally leads to a cash, Raphael's stat of the day. AB, what is it today?
Yes, Ohio State has hit the first half over in 5 straight away games. All right, games away from the shoe there in Columbus. And Coach, I got a bonus one for you real quick.
Give it to me.
Here. Yep. Who holds the MLB record for most consecutive seasons stealing at least one base without being caught?
Oh, wow.
You'll never get it. So, the answer, 10 seasons, Greg Maddux.
We could have been here all day, and I never would have picked all day. The former pitcher had 10 straight years of at least one stolen base.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's a good one. Quickly, 20 seconds. We do have another live show today. It's called Weekend Wagers. It's live for premium members at 3 p.m. Eastern. DG, what do you guys got on tap today?
Today's going to be the best one ever because we have Mark, who went 0-4 last week, and he actually has to sing all of his plays on his guitar, and so he'll make sure he has his hat on. So it should be fun. It should be a little rowdy today, but it'll be a good one.
Normally a tease would make me want to watch the actual show. That does nothing for me. Oh my God. Singing his picks today with his oh geez.
He's actually in a band, Coach.
Okay. Let me know how that goes. God, I may have to tune in now. Good Lord. Like I don't have enough to do. All right. It's time for you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward. Be nice to each other, even Soupy, and be honest with each other. It's the only way that this thing can work. And understand this. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Ryan Ty Crew, Lamar, my man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG. Best beer in the game, Soupy. My guy, Big Chuck. My partner, AB. And never forget about producer, man. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day. Have a great weekend from DTL. Good luck.